Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome back or welcome to The Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky and I work in the spirit dimensions. As always, in all my videos, simply take what resonates and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. I do hope you are all doing very well as we come to the end of May. May is wrapping up with some interesting energy, and it's going to take us in a very interesting direction as we shift through the next several weeks, as we ease into June. Good morning. Hello. Come on in. Good morning, Kayla. Hi there, Wesley, Amber. Good morning to see you all. I spent the last couple days just kind of processing a lot that's been going on here with at the Hawk and I, and some amazing energy that's coming in. Been doing a lot of meditation, a lot of sitting in the power with spirit, and I just thought I would share what I picked up for this beginning of June. So June is, is a glorious time. We're warming up, the sun's out, and we start to feel a little bit more energetic just based on weather, and that kind of shifts our mood. What I felt coming in for June is a lot of spiritual light. I felt a lot of light coming from the spirit dimensions. Good morning, coming in. Good to see everybody. I also felt a big shift within us with this whole growth space. I felt collectively, try and get that word out today. Collectively, I felt this easing into this growth space, this embracing it. There seems to be a lot less resistance as we kind of lean into the early couple days into June. I felt a lot of us, and me included, this less resistance, this less fear energy of with when it comes to growth, when it comes to change, when it comes to shift. And it's like this cracking open for me. I actually felt my chest crack. With allowing that light within to just kind of radiate. It's almost like we're coming into a new space of this is my journey and I'm doing the best that I can, and you can have your thoughts and your opinions and it's okay. I felt us coming into that with a little less worry about what other people think and a little less judgment and just that cracking open. I literally felt that crack with and it's for all of us collectively. It's not just for me, but it's for all of us collectively. So I'm just curious if you've been feeling that a little bit. Have you been feeling a little bit of shift of, this is my journey and it's okay. And it was a loving space. It was a very loving space. This is my journey and it's okay. And, people can think what they want to think, but I'm going to shine bright anyway. I felt more of us leaning into that with a little less and less leaning into the opinions of others or society's opinions. Were coming into that space, and it felt quite good, and it felt like this big transformation. And I also felt this inviting. I felt like this invitation to just embrace the new, and less of that holding on to old or holding on to the place that we're comfortable in. I just felt this movement, and I thought, "Ooh, this feels really interesting to me." KCJ, absolutely. I'm actually learning to let go and trust the process. Beautiful. The one thing that came up though when I was sitting in meditation early this morning was sometimes when we're learning and when we're growing forward, sometimes we trip and fall. And I actually made a quote on my Facebook page and on Insta this morning about when we trip and fall, just always kind of remember that you're learning. And I often will think of myself as a young toddler, as a baby that's learning to walk, and how we kind of wobble and fall. And if you think of that analogy, when somebody's learning something, when a young child is learning something, if they should fall when learning to walk, we don't holler at them. We don't say, "Oh my gosh, you fell again." Just kind of keep that about yourself as well. Think those thoughts about yourself. I'm learning, and sometimes I'm going to wobble, and sometimes I'm going to fall and land on my behind, and it's okay, right? And I really felt us coming into this bigger shift with that. Just this, I don't know. I don't know if we're stepping even further away from judgments, or stepping further away. Perhaps we're just caring a lot less about that. And I think that we're coming into this space with all that spiritual work that many, many, many people have been doing. A lot of people have been learning and growing. In 2023, I channeled in the beginning of January about 2023 being one of the biggest years for many of us with our personal growth and our spiritual development, and kind of navigating through that path, and just kind of having that softer feel. It just felt so soft. That crack open felt so soft, and we're just going to be more and more shining bright. Anna, hello. I found your channel a few days ago. Oh, welcome. It's good to have you here. Welcome to our loving community. And I've been watching all your videos that you have, and I can see that I'm moving in the right direction in my life right now. And you are my new teacher from YouTube. I am really grateful to have you here, and this is a loving community. I'm not the only teacher here. I think we all teach each other. I'm quite proud of the energy that hangs out here. It's just such a beautiful, loving space, and it's a community that truly does care. So welcome, and welcome to anybody else who is new here. Jocelyn, this is resonating with me. I'm really grateful that it's resonating. One thing that I do want to touch base on, and I can't give you all the details yet, but I will when I can, is I felt even my own learning. I've had over the last 2 weeks and a bit, something new that's come up with me in spirit, and I've been navigating through that learning. And sometimes I understand it, and sometimes I don't. And when I don't understand it, I've really leaned into that soft space within myself to hold myself in that light. I'm learning, and I don't have to have all the answers, and I'm learning. And sometimes when I'm learning, I trip and fall. It came up. Ooh, it's so important to kind of hold yourself in that space. I also felt coming into June, um, and I'll try to explain this the best that I can, is I did feel that there was this balance coming in with a lot of energy surrounding relationships, and just kind of okay, now I understand why you need to go that way and I need to go this way, and perhaps we'll cross paths again. I felt us shifting into that. Relationships have come up a lot. I've actually reviewed some of my notes because I thought this has come up in the past several weeks. I felt that as we navigate through our learning, we're going to be shifting into a deeper understanding that other people that we are in relationships with also have their own learning. And sometimes we need to really focus on our staying in our own lane, just kind of keeping ourselves in our little spiritual soapbox car. And as other people around us are going through their own learning, I felt that us having a greater awareness of that. So it's almost like patience for other people's learning. We seem to be coming into a bigger space with that. That's okay. That person's learning that. They're learning their own way, and they're learning in their own way. I felt that very intensely. It just felt just such like a loving understanding of how other people are going on their own learning path. And I always say, relationships change and people come and go, and people come with soul contracts, and when soul contracts end, people need to go on their merry way, and it's okay. And I just felt this shift with us having a deeper understanding with that. And with that deeper understanding, I felt less drama. So if you have been dealing with drama as other people are learning their lessons, or you're learning yours, and there's lack of understanding for your learning, I just felt that drama kind of go boom. The bottom falls out of it for me. And I was like, oh, this is very interesting. And then when I put all the pieces all together, when I was channeling, when I put it all together, it makes a lot of sense. If we are having this deeper understanding of personal growth, and we're having this deeper understanding collectively, I felt that less drama is going to, and perhaps we'll understand that as June ticks on. Sometimes I don't always understand everything either when spirit's giving it to me. I just trust it and I share it, but perhaps we'll see that understanding. There's also people around us that are going through their own intense healing, their own intense transformation, and sometimes it's really easy to get pulled, right? I just felt that less pull. I'm in my lane, they're in their lane, and there seems to be less of that of that struggle for me, which I think is absolutely glorious because sometimes other people can be a big factor for our own learning. I think we're coming to a space of understanding that. I really do. It felt really good. Let's scroll up and just see some of the questions here. On point about everything, says Maruna. I feel like a ray of sunshine glows upon me. It does glow upon you. It's also glowing out of you. So remember that crack that I talked about? That's our own inner light pushing even harder to shine even brighter. So absolutely. Let's see. This is resonating with me. Good. Hello. I love watching your lives. I'd like to know if Spirit has anything to say to me. I will take a couple questions along this line as well. What I really feel here, if I pronounce this right, Ileana, what I really feel here is I just see a lot of light bulbs going off. I was like poof, 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 a lot of light bulbs. I feel like there's new understanding, and it's and a lot of this understanding is coming from up here. And I feel that you're going to be shifting out of that space, out of overthinking or out of your head. And I feel you having this connection with spirit, with your spirit guides. I feel you coming into that place, and it's almost like I can hear you saying, well, that was easier than what I thought it would be. I can just feel that there's a lot of aha moments that are coming forward for you. Um, excuse me. Yes, I try to tell my partner that we're healing and learning in different ways. Absolutely. And I think sometimes, like let's just dive back into that a little bit. When it comes to relationships, whether it be friends or partners and family, I think sometimes, we do often, and sometimes it's very natural to take things personally. It's very natural to have our egos get in there and kind of, take on what's not ours. When people are going through their own healing and their own journey, it's often really good to remind yourself mine versus not mine. I talk about that a lot. Mine versus not mine. So, keeping that in mind as we go through June too, is going to be it's going to be fairly important. Let's see where we need to go here. People deal with different with their stuff differently. Absolutely. And he seems to can't understand why it couldn't be the same way. Well, I think one of the things that we have to remember is it's not going to be the same way for everybody. We're all here having our own experiences. We're all here processing things in different ways. We also all signed up for different lessons to learn. So when we were up in the spirit dimensions and agreed to come on down here for an adventure, as I call it, or for some learning, we all signed up for different experiences. And so the people that are around us that we're close to, that we have soul contracts with, they do have different contracts as well and learning as well. And sometimes they don't understand our learning, and sometimes we don't understand their learning or how they're processing it. But I always remind myself, nope, that's what they signed up for. I can support, I can help, I can leave a door open, but I cannot do it for them. And they don't have to do things my way. And that is so important. I'm also very careful, and I'll let you chime in on how you feel about this. Is we all learn things very differently. So when we all come here to have our physical world experiences, we all come here to learn different things. And I try really hard to not get in the way of somebody else's learning, because we can interrupt that. So if we can open the door, we can offer to help, but they have to do their own learning. When we interfere in that, quite often the lesson will repeat for somebody. So it's like they need to learn that, and we can't learn it for them. And we just have to kind of lovingly stay in our own lane with that, because sometimes the answer is very clear to us. I know I've had many moments, I'll be honest, where I thought, why can't you get that? Like it's so clear, but it's their learning, and it's not up to me, and it's not up to any of us to do the work for other people. Let's see where we need to go. Maruna, a stray cat that I've been taking care of birthed 4 kittens. Oh, that's really interesting. The number 4 is really interesting. And the number 4 actually came up a little bit with the channeling too today, because the number 4 signifies protection, structure and order, discipline and flexibility, power, authority, and foundation. So I would kind of lean into it. Also look up the number 4, the angel number meaning, if you want to lean into that, Maruna, because I always feel that there's very much significance both for those kittens and for yourself with the numbers. Let's see where we need to go here. Cheyenne, the learning thing is the reason me and my best friend don't have contact anymore. She's struggling with things that made her separate from me. And I instantly understood that that's necessary for her. And you said that so beautifully. You went right to your heart space to express that because sometimes it does get really, really hard. And relationships are going to continue to shift. Are going to continue to shift throughout the month of June, but from that different perspective. That's what she said. Hylana, Charles was attacked again. Is he ever coming home? That's what she said. Can you just give me a little bit more information on that? I'm not quite sure. I just need to lean in there with a little bit more information on that. Charles was attacked again. If you can just give me a little bit more, I'd be happy to answer your question. I do feel a return though. When I lean into that with the question mark, I do feel a return in that. I also feel though, energetically for me, I need to let you know that Charles is very much okay. I do feel that I feel safe and I feel okay, if that makes any sense to you. Joe Smith, desperate to hear from my husband. Let me just shift gears here for a second and lean into that. Joel, when I lean in there, I keep seeing the number 7 from him. So it's the month of July, significant anniversary, birthday, or passing. I also can see him. I don't know if you're awake at night or if you've been having trouble sleeping, but I'm seeing like the stars and the moon, and I can see you looking up at the sky. I also feel there's a big strong connection there. Either you won't overthink your connection, or that you just have a softer or a bigger opening for him to connect with you, because he keeps putting me under the night sky as being very significant. I'm also in the month of September, significant anniversary, birthday, or passing, and he's also doing this with many kisses your way, but he is also doing this with one step forward at a time, even tiny steps. He's also getting a little bit deep with advice with, you're still here and you have a lot to do and a lot of good things to do, and he's just kind of very gently kind of pushing you forward. Sometimes, we do struggle to go forward without our loved ones, and spirit always wants us to continue and going forward. The other thing is he's been working really hard with feelings. So I don't know if you've been feeling like just having that feeling always beside me, but he's been working really hard on connecting with you with feeling him rather than seeing him or dreaming of him. He's bringing forward the feelings, and not to overthink the feelings. Sometimes I think I feel him, and that's kind of how I felt. He's also pushing me a little bit with looking after yourself. The self-care piece is coming up big time. Is, I want you to look after yourself. You're doing a good job, and I want you to look after yourself. Very, very loving, and that's the space that he is pushing me into that way, to remind you, trust the feeling. He was attacked by goons and was in prison because he killed his attacker. He was waiting. He was waiting for to get on a plane and was attacked again by a gang involved. I'm so sorry. That's what she said. I am so sorry that you're having to navigate through a lot of this. I do feel him coming home. I can't shift out of that. I do feel that he's coming home. I also feel that he's very much okay. I need you to know that I'm very much okay, but I do feel he's gonna come home. I can't shift that out of my awareness. I get a big yes on that. Big heck yes on that. Joe Smith, you are very, very welcome. That's what she said. Thank you very much for filling in the blanks. I don't always remember everybody's questions that I've answered in the past. So I'm going to scroll up here. Mila Earl. I'm wondering if Amory Jo Grace from the Robb Elementary School shooting is doing in heaven. Does she hear me talking to her, and is she okay? So when we communicate with spirit, they always hear us. They always hear us they're also aware of how we're doing down here, and because they are here with us. And I do feel very much that she's okay. I do feel that I have crossed over very gently, very easily. I also can smell a lot of flowers, Mila. So I just keep seeing like circles and circles, like bouquet circles of all these different kind of flowers that she's passing on to people that she connected with here, as well as people who have been praying and thinking of that incident. I feel a lot of florals. I don't know if you've been smelling floral, but floral is a big connection there, but there's a huge connection there with the floral. Wesley, Lana, a little while back, we've been talking about my mom and finance. I recently started investigating them, and most of the time I see are the green arrows pointing up, which is a good sign, obviously. Green is a very healing sign or color, Wesley. So green signifies a lot of healing. So have you been doing, my question to you is, have you been doing a lot of healing work since we've last chatted? So kind of like putting down what others serves you, or navigating through a lot of healing within yourself. I feel like you've been working on healing yourself, and green is a big healing color. And if you're working through healing, it will help to wear green, or if you connect to crystals, green crystals often will help with that. But I feel like a lot of the inner work and the inner healing. So I hope that that's helpful to you. I have to keep an eye on the time. I know I haven't been on very long. It's only been 21 minutes, but I do have to keep an eye on the time because I do have to be somewhere very shortly. So let's just scroll through and see if I can grab a couple quick questions here, or if you want to put a quick question. Does my dog have any messages for me, says Jocelyn? When I lean in there with the dog, I what I really feel, I don't know if the dog was funny or if you haven't been having a lot of fun or funniness going on, but I keep feeling all this humor energy. I keep feeling all this energy of you need to have more fun, and you need to be laughing more, and you need to be experiencing that lighter energy, because I feel very straight faced. I feel I just feel very straight faced, and I feel like I need to get that laughing. I feel like I need to crack that smile. And the dog is really pushing you energetically to kind of lean into that with push with the laughter, push with the brighter side. Over in the spirit dimensions, they do have a very different perspective. I go back and forth with spirit all the time with, it's very hard on us living people when we lose you. And they're like, well, we're not gone. We're still here. We just don't have a physical body. Tap into that energetically. And spirit does have a lot of fun. That's why, they do reach out in such fun loving ways. It's incredible. But when we open ourselves up to that, that's the energy that they want for us as well. And I really really feel that I got to get you kind of in that smiley, happy, finding the joy, taking that time to stop and smell the roses kind of thing. Really finding that joy is so important, and it's being pushed to you at such a strong vibration. With you really got to lean in there. So I hope that makes sense to you. Let's see here. With the dog, the first thing I saw, the dog itself just licking my face. I love that so much. Let's see where I need to go. Steph, Lana, what do you feel is coming my way in the near future by chance? Okay, so Steph, I really feel that when we take the reins, when we start manifesting, when we start shifting our alignment, I feel that we do control a lot of what's coming our way. So one thing that I always say to people is, where are your thoughts on what's coming and what do you want? It's a big one, because some people truly can't predict everything that's coming for you, because we have so much control in what we're going to allow to come to us, and what we're going to navigate through, and how we're going to learn our lessons. I feel, stuff for you. I feel this shift in alignment. I feel like you're shifting into more of out of lack of and into abundance of. I feel you shifting in your own personal growth, your own spiritual growth. But one thing that I have to I don't really kind of lean in there with you is the I just feel so fearful with change. So I don't know if you've been resisting change, or if you're worried about change, or if change is something that you go, heck no, I won't go. But I really feel like I've just got to kind of get you more into this go into the flow space with, and I get it, change in the unknown and how we're going to navigate through can be scary, and some of us don't really like it. It's taken me a lot of years to kind of roll up my sleeves and kind of process the change and go with the flow in the direction I need to go to. But I do feel those stuff when I kind of sit here and channel into your energy. I feel the opportunities are knocking louder and louder and louder. And sometimes opportunity knocks in a way that we don't always understand. So what do I mean by that is if new jobs or new people or new opportunities are coming, and we just kind of like, I'm going to stand over here and not kind of get into that, the volume gets up, turned up. We start becoming more unsatisfied in our job, or we start feeling that static in relationships. I feel that there's a lot of opportunity. It's knocking for you loud and clear. I feel there's a lot of newness coming for you, and I feel like I got to just shift out of, I think this is going to be an adventure. I need to kind of lean into that adventure feeling. I hope I was able to verbalize that correct. Jocelyn, it does make sense. Thank you very much. You're welcome. I know it's been a short and sweet live. I do have to get a move on here. I'm going to be late. I will try to tap back in this week and take a few more questions. Big thumbs up if you enjoyed the live feed this morning. And I will see you all very soon. As always, love, light, blessings, and a spirit guided day. Much love, everyone.